So let's face it, we all have some element of stress in our day. For some of us, it might be the majority of the day. For some of us, it may be little pockets throughout the day. Regardless, it's helpful to understand what's happening when we're in the cycle of stress. So from a biological perspective, what's happening is that the primal brain has taken over, which means we're preparing, our bodies are preparing for fight or flight. So things like cortisol is being released and insulin, our blood pressure is shifting, our breathing pattern changes to be very shallow, pupils are dilating, and so forth. This is all part of our genetic makeup. We're preparing for fight or flight, right? Do I have to put my dukes up or am I going to run? This all happens in an instant, right? The primal brain just takes over and we're in this preparation mode. Part of the downside of that, of course, is that the prefrontal cortex part of the brain now has fired so that the primal brain has taken over, which means things like logic and creative thinking, analytical thinking have gone to the wayside because we're preparing to fight or fly. Over a sustained period of time, these chemical releases, the shallow breathing, the changes in blood pressure, et cetera, build up in the body, especially for spending extended periods of time in our day in stress. So these things build up in our body and over time cause pretty serious issues. It usually starts pretty small with things like changes in diet, insomnia, minor neck pain, back pain, that type of thing. And gradually it becomes more and more serious with things like cardiovascular disease, respiratory illnesses, even some indications of this can lead into certain cancers. So the point being is understanding what's happening with your body is important. Understanding when you're going into the stress cycle so that the primal brain doesn't fully take over and you can bring the prefrontal cortex back into control, calm your thinking, come back into creativity and logic, and even more importantly, come into a place where your body is again healthy and stable. So one of the key elements is, first of all, notice when you are shallow breathing. It's the first indicator that you're going to feel, right? You might feel your blood pressure come up. You might feel your face get hot. Probably, though, you're going to feel that you're only breathing to about here. When you notice that moment, if you were to pause and take about 15 seconds to bring your focus back into your breath, you will actually cause the prefrontal cortex to take control, quiet the primal brain so that you can logically evaluate what's going on and move forward in a mindful and present way. So let's do a very simple breathing technique. Now in this breathing technique, it is just that. So if you're saying to yourself, what are you talking about, Tiger? I'm breathing. What we're talking about is going from shallow breathing to full and complete breathing. So in this exercise, it is simply bringing focus to your breath. So we're going to take 4 breaths together. So what we'll do is take a slow inhale through the nose. We'll pause at the deepest part of the inhale, and then we're going to exhale through the mouth. Let's begin together. Ready? Okay, let's inhale. Feel your stomach fill, your lungs are filling. Pause, and now exhale through the mouth. And as you exhale, feel your belly hollow. Oh, you almost want to push that last little bit of air out. And now inhale again through the nose. Pause at the top. And exhale. 2 more times. Inhale through the nose. Pause. And exhale. Last breath. Inhale through the nose. Pause. And exhale through the mouth. Those 4 breaths took about 15 seconds to complete. I suspect at this moment, even if you weren't stressed going into that exercise, you feel a bit calmer. Your lungs feel a little bit fuller. Your body feels more relaxed. That is the goal of the breath work. This is an exercise you can do anytime during the course of the day. I strongly suggest you give it practice throughout the day, even if you don't feel like you're stressed. Just take a pause 2, 3, 4 times a day and just mindfully breathe. Connect with your breath and pause. If you happen to be in a situation where you find your temper about to go, maybe the kids are driving you nuts, or you're in a meeting where someone has said something and you just want to go after it, before you act, take 4 breaths so that when you do act, you're acting in a mindful way. And at the same time, know that you're being very kind to your body, taking care of reducing those chemicals and stopping the triggered reaction. I hope you found this helpful. If you'd like to learn more about understanding how to break the cycle of stress, I encourage you to schedule a 30-minute free consultation with me so we could talk about our breaking the stress cycle process and determine together if that is the best approach for you. I wish you peace, and I hope you have a beautiful day.